Welcome to the Pro Cheerleading Podcast, hosted by Mhkeeba
and Brittany, two former NFL cheerleaders discussing hot topics in the pro cheerleading industry
and revealing the truth behind the Poms.
Cheers, Mhkeeba.
What are we cheersing to?
The last episode of season 1.
We're not going to take it.
This goes everywhere. Are we going to get in trouble? Are we allowed to disclose
showers.
where we are?
No.
Okay. I'm just screaming.
We got it. We got it. Nice and easy now.
Okay, I'm a pro.
It's coming. It's coming. Did you shake it up in the car or what?
Did I?
No. Okay.
Oh, I'm turning red. Okay, woo! Okay, you did the perfect Marilyn Monroe. Woo!
Oh my gosh. Cheers to
Cheers.
us. We started this crazy adventure way back at the end of August. And when did we launch?
Halloween. Cheers, Mhkeeba.
Cheers to you. Cheers to all of our listeners for listening.
If you're over 21, join in.
Have
Cheers.
a shot of something. What are we drinking? We're drinking some fancy
Prosecco.
Hey.
Yes.
We fancy and
yes.
stuff. Okay.
Bubble. I did it. Poured it wrong.
But you're right.
You
We
hear
should
that?
celebrate.
Ooh, bubbles.
Like a Coca-Cola
We should
commercial.
celebrate.
We should. You guys, what do you think? Can we just be buzzed this whole episode?
We're going to be, so too late.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Okay. You like it?
I do like it. It's really tasty. Welcome to the Pro Cheerleading Podcast, episode 10.
10.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Cannot believe it. So last time, you guys, I was a little hyped, okay? So trying to chill it out with some Prosecco.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take on these little funky comments nice and smoothly. I won't sound like a raging cheerleading psychopath fanatic.
But we were talking before we hit record, and
Yeah.
a lot of it's obviously very true, and I don't know, I'd never thought about a lot of the things the way you're explaining them. So
It's bigger than cheerleading. I think that's kind of why I got a little hyped. You know, I think with my legal hat and understanding the legal implications of people, number one, mistreating employees, you know, understanding what's right and what's wrong, thinking about the climate towards women right now and how we're kind of under attack from our bodies, our reproductive systems, and you know, just it's something that's a little bit bigger than this, and seeing it play out in a space that I am pretty passionate about got me a little sounding psycho.
fired up.
I mean, I'm a Scorpio,
That's
so
totally
I'm
fine.
very, very, very passionate in general, and it's the principle of the matter that gets me, and once that's tripped up, I turn into a little
So what were you saying?
What was I saying? Oh, last
start
episode.
from the beginning.
Swish Swish was like one of my, I mean, I was super excited about that episode, right? And then, so this is our cheer chat. Let's just chat it out about where we are in our lives at this moment. But I was so pumped about that episode, getting to talk to Roisha. And I think when that article came out that Monday, and I was like, oh, wow, damn, they do the same thing that NFL's gotten in trouble for. It was surprising because Roisha's experience was so positive, but it was also like, when I started just reading the reactions to the article, it just sent me down this like, damn it, people, you just don't get it. You keep twisting the narrative instead of, you know, people reading the article and thinking, damn, NBA teams, you can do better than that. Pay these girls what they are worth, and you guys need to look at how you're treating your employees. Period. Simple. But it turns into this like woman shaming, blaming.
Yeah, an icky thing. They make it like gross, and that like we should be ashamed of what we're doing,
and we're worth nothing.
Eliminate the program. Like
Yeah.
it's just so disgusting now. Just remove the program, and one team did.
Yes.
So it was like, what?
And the other teams are making decisions within the NBA. I mean, we saw it with the Buffalo Jills as well, but they're making decisions based on this like narrative that's out there that's actually pointing the fingers at us, like we're doing something so wrong and that we need to be covered up. We need to change the way we're dancing. We need to do this. And it's like the people that are making these decisions got it twisted. They totally have it twisted. And the people who are commenting that got me ready to fight, and I was out on Twitter acting a fool. I'm sorry.
You're like, look what I said. I was like, oh my gosh. It was like,
they're gonna call me a bitch any second now. But I mean,
people are ruthless online though,
They
so
are.
I was a little worried that maybe somebody was gonna fire back at you and just say some like really rude shit for no reason.
Yeah,
because that's what trolls do on the internet.
They do. I was ready for it. I kind of climbed down this dude's throat when he's like, I didn't mean to this, but you know, the comments though were very, very. I mean, time after time, men saying if they don't like it, quit. And it's a capitalist society. If you don't, why would you stay at a job where you're treated so poorly? And you guys are worthless anyway. Nobody even pays attention to you. Like, you're not doing anything but shaking your ass half naked. It was just kind of this. And when you see that over and over again, you're like, wow, there's an overwhelming amount of men, mostly, who have this such low opinion of us as women, number one, and then the fact that we dance, number two. And it's just I just got really heated and defensive and ready to fight.
Well, I feel like I've mostly seen that from women, like women hating on women. And, you know, I've heard of like family members being in the audience at a game or, you know, being in the stands and hearing some of the comments women have made about us. Oh, wow. Like making fun of us. My aunt was at a game and they announced Pro Bowl, and I guess the lady behind her was like, "Oh my god!" Like making fun of her
reaction
of being announced.
That was named Pro Bowl cheerleader.
Right, and it's like, you know, I don't know.
Well, they don't know. Like, they don't know what that means. Which is a huge honor. It's an exciting opportunity for girls to be selected to represent their team at Pro Bowl.
Because only one girl from each team is selected.
Very much like everybody who votes for Pro Bowl for their players. I mean, you're selecting the person you think is most talented or best representative of the team. But yeah, it's
very like you know, making fun of like the pageant reactions.
Got you.
You know, and my aunt was like, I was kind of like gonna say something.
But you're right, it is a lot of women. I mean, when we think about everything we've talked about all season, right, with like these team directors,
Need some more.
We need some more. Directors and coaches who are, you know.
Shit.
Okay. No. I caught it. Hold, please.
Here's a rag.
I
just got a little excited.
We are going to have quite an episode, guys. You just wait. But the fact that a lot of the people who are...
how do you pour Prosecco?
I think you have to tilt the cup a little or something. I don't know. Maybe that's why people just take it to the head.
I'm not a grown-up.
This is why we're drinking it out of the can, right? But they would... the women, the directors and the coaches that are doing these jiggle tests and all this stuff and treating women on the teams like crap have been women. You know, it's been a woman looking at your body and saying it looks worse on you, or you know what I mean? Like it's not some man from the front office coming down and saying like that girl's too thick in the middle, you know, or maybe they are, but you're right.
But that's from within. They're also picking the uniforms.
So there are women that are commenting as well. What is this stupid article called? It's like, so why are there NFL cheerleaders again? Isn't that what? Yeah. So why does the NFL have cheerleaders again? This little Claire McNear chick. I was just like, why do women have such a hard time looking at another woman's beautiful body? Like, why would it get under your skin so much that I decided to wear a bedazzled crop top and some booty shorts and dance because I want to, number one, and because I feel good about my body in it? Why does it trigger such a negative behind reaction?
I don't know.
I mean, it's either, you know, this is truth behind the Poms, keep it real. It's like, is it more a reflection of how you feel about yourself? Is it because you know that you couldn't, for a million years, trade places with these women? Is it striking a nerve with you because you feel, for whatever reason, inadequate, and instead of dealing with that, you're just wanting to make us some villain? I mean, I don't know what's going on with these women. I think it's worthy of talking about because you're right, it's for men and women. Why do everybody hate us so much?
I don't know.
But you know what I was thinking too? If you think of like the bigger picture, if you think about cheerleaders from the, you know, your first impression of a cheerleader, I mean, people have some reaction is either positive because they aspire to be one, they hate them because like
whatever they got going
reason,
on,
or there's always some kind of reaction. Like, I feel like it's something that, you know, people can say, I don't care about cheerleaders, or they're pointless or useless, but they sure do have some strong opinions for somebody that they are not checking for, if you ask me. I mean, but weren't we talking earlier too, like, there are people who actually admire and respect us and look up to us, and who are those people?
The little kids.
The little kids. Like, nobody will understand, like, what it's like to, you know, to put that much love and care into yourself, from your hair and your makeup and looking your best, and you just feel like you're glowing out there under all these lights, and you have this moment in time where you connect with a fan, whether it be a, you know, a nice fan or just a young girl who's looking at you like you are a superhero. That's what I feel like in my uniform. Like, at times, a sexy ass superhero, but a superhero, you know, because they're looking at you like, you know, they see the pom-poms, and that can be like a toddler, yo. It's not even like a kid of a certain age. I just, like you said, Disneyland. It's like, you know, they admire you.
Right.
They want to be you. And it sucks that it's like just not even like the smallest bit of appreciation for the skill that it takes to do these routines. Like, you know, when you think of those shows, okay, see, here I go talking too much. I'm going to drink.
No.
But,
what shows?
Where sometimes they get like the news person to, like, you know, to learn a dance routine.
Oh,
like, kind
right.
of have like a day in the life kind of a thing. And I always feel like it kind of turns the light bulb on. Like, this shit is not as, like, easy.
Oh, yeah. We've done a few, like, news spots where it's, like, teach them, like, a few 8 counts. So, like, a few seconds of a dance, right? A few moves. And those are really awkward, usually.
Oh, yeah,
I don't feel like we ever covered this, but usually they only want to mic up one girl, but there's 3 of us there. So that really perpetuates that we're, like, airheads. Because you're just standing there smiling while one person talks. Right. Because they're like, we're only going to mic up one person. You're like, oh, great, you know.
Yeah, because we have a lot of stuff. Just stand and smile moments.
Yeah, stand and smile. But yeah, they don't get it. I mean, they're totally doing it because it's funny, because it's not easy.
Right. Did you see the episode of, well, not episode, on the Ellen show, she had one of her assistants or production assistants. I don't even know what his his title is, but it's like, I think his name is Andy, and he's very boring. And I retweeted it, but she actually set it up where he danced with the Rams during a performance. Oh my gosh, we'll link it below. But it was the cutest thing. But he actually went to the practice. He, you know, and he's stressing the hell out because I guess he's boring Andy. He never does anything. But, you know, he actually had to learn a dance routine, and he was so stressed out. They were getting ready to perform, and so he's like in the tunnel, kind of like going through what you go through where you have those nerves. And but he performed with them. And I think, you know, it's moments like that where people probably really do step in our shoes, that they may have more of an appreciation for, you know, we're not just out there shaking a palm.
Well, okay, I'm not trying to bash any mascots, because I was my high school mascot. Okay, I was like the best. I told you that.
Yes, that's right. Okay. I was looking at you like, what? But
I was.
You were.
I would be the mascot for the Seahawks in a heartbeat. Like, that would be so
really
fun.
Kind of good at that.
I don't know if we're allowed to reveal the secret, but the mascot's assistant is a former dancer.
Yeah.
And they did a dance with us, and it was so cool and so fun.
Yes. That's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah. Boom came out and did a dance with us, and he also, it's a he, right? I don't know.
Boom character?
Yeah, Boom.
That was just a whole...
That is kind of weird.
With that?
I don't know.
I don't know Boom's existence. It's really not clear to me.
Right, but even just the mascots in general.
We don't understand. Yeah.
Like, if you're talking about all the extras, like, we have a drum line, and we have the mascots, and we have the cheerleaders. And like I was saying last episode, like, are we really that, like, boring that we need that much stimulation at a game? You already pay, you know, is that what it is? You paid $200 per seat.
And you want to be entertained.
Yeah, entertained.
I don't know. But I mean, and I'm trying to think about it, right? Like, to your point, if there was an expose on how mascots are treated in the NFL and the NBA, and that they made only like $2 an hour, and that they have these horrible conditions of...
There'd probably be a GoFundMe.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah,
they wouldn't
paid
be like
blitz.
ban mascots for the rest of, you know, eternity, and they don't do any... They're served no purpose in the games. They don't do anything.
They actually don't, though. They actually don't.
that's harsh. Brr. No,
but I'm just saying, like, we dance and we're cheering and we're trying to get the crowd pumped. True. I genuinely, like, my arms felt like they were going to fall out of their sockets when I'm, like, trying to pump up the crowd. I felt like I did something, okay?
Oh, yeah. Because, what was one little quote that pissed me off? Because I'm like, you don't even know what you're talking about, okay? Not pumping up the crowd. But it was like, cheerleaders at pro games don't really cheer and inspire fans or players anyway. They are simply ornaments. I was like, do you not know what we do half the game is jumping the heck up and down, like hyping it up on defense? Like, I'm not just sitting there like a pointless little ornament. Like,
right.
we're moving and whether people are looking at us or not, I just feel like we're giving our energy. I think people give it back to us, and I wish there was a little bit more appreciation for it. And I mean, if it's we just are pointless and zero talent and blah blah, then get down there and do it.
Try. Ooh.
Halftime. Go. Do
that
it.
Would be
dance in a straight line and let's see what. No, you know what I mean. Like, people don't realize what all goes into the precision and the synchronization of moves, the beauty of it, because they just don't want to. Which I'm really convinced that all of a sudden we become the most hated. Well, I sound like Melania Trump. Everybody hates us.
I didn't know she said that.
Oh my gosh, she's just
I don't
like,
follow politics.
She thinks she's like the most hated person out there right now, or something like.
Well, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, true, but I just feel like we're getting a lot of unnecessary and undue attention, like we do the worst thing ever by just existing.
Yeah.
So I was talking shit online because that's what I do.
That is not what you do.
I'm just kidding. I like
just recently for the podcast.
But it's nice to actually just throw a little salt here and
like,
there.
What
a little
about
salt
this?
bay. Yeah. But, because one of the arguments that you see is like, why don't they just get another job? And if they don't like it so much, why don't they quit? And I just had to say, like, it's really amusing that people think that women who are professional dancers or cheerleaders don't actually hold either a full-time job or other part-time jobs. Like, this is not their only gig in the universe, okay? And they would never even be able to do this as their only job because of the pay. Like, can you just... They don't... The ignorance level is just mind-boggling.
There are some girls, though, that's their job and they go to school. Yeah. And there's no shame in that either.
No,
I mean,
it's not.
It's not like even... There's no shame if you just did that.
Right.
Good, good for you. That's... You're
one
secure enough that you can just do what you really love. And it's, in the art field. So like we've said before, that you're not going to get paid very much if you are a professional artist of any kind.
That's true. Of any kind.
Of any kind. But it's just the fact that people, even online, are like you wouldn't say like, yeah, Picasso shouldn't get paid. Like, what did he do? Just, paint weird shapes,
Exactly. Damn it, it's no different than that.
It's no different.
And then when they try to tie it to like the Me Too movement, and they're like, in light of Me Too era, it's the perfect time to get rid of cheerleaders and ban all of them.
Why is that? Because we're making men rape women because we look attractive.
It's this. Talk about twisted narrative, man. I mean, Me Too was definitely had nothing to do with banning, the actresses from the profession, because they all came forward to point out injustices and sexual harassment, sexual assault within their industry. They didn't say, do away with the industry. This is why women shouldn't act, because you're looking too beautiful in your movies, and these poor producers are getting whatever. There was never a discussion of that, and somehow they try to draw this Me Too era into... Well,
they kind of stole it anyways from the creator.
They sure did. Like, let's be real. Yeah.
Because what was the original point of Me Too?
It was a woman that was trying to provide a voice and connection amongst survivors to say, you're not alone, and this happened to me too. And it was a way of healing for survivors of sexual assault and sexual harassment. And then it kind of just took off.
It did. It's still going.
It's still, yeah. And then now they're just throwing it into every argument and discussion that is just completely inappropriate and not the same thing. Like, you don't take the victim and then put them as the focus of all change. The change is with the people who are
committing the crimes.
Exactly.
I mean,
like the people who are screwing up, whether it's an NBA team, NFL team, and not doing right by these female employees. It's just that effing simple.
Guys know that it doesn't matter what fucking way a woman's dressed. That doesn't mean that you can treat her any other way.
Sure doesn't.
Or the way you think she's dressing, like she wants to be treated.
Right.
Who would think that? Nobody that's normal in their mind think that's okay.
Ooh, did you see what Idris Elba said?
Who's that?
Oh my gosh, you don't know who? Okay, he's fine. First of all.
Wait, is he he's an actor?
Yes.
Yes, I know him.
Oh yeah.
He's like British.
Yeah.
And he's like,
and he's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so him.
I know him.
Apparently,
I'm just bad with names.
Oh, okay. And I probably jacked it up. But he did some article with Vanity Fair, I believe. I didn't read the whole thing. I just saw
won't do as much.
We're pouring. Hold, please. And
that's not enough.
Oh, yeah, give me some more. No, I'm just kidding. He did some article, and there was a quote where he was basically saying, no man should have a problem with the Me Too movement unless he has something to hide. Like, and that was so real. Like, why would any man in his right mind not be able to acknowledge the right and the wrong way to treat a woman?
Right.
Like, why would you be so up in arms about the Me Too movement unless you're one of those little pieces of shit?
Yeah, you really have to look out for the people that are so strongly like against certain things. Right. Like, you know, like the gay community or something. Yeah, it's like so they have something actually like wrong with
going on with them.
They do. And they're like most likely the person that's probably going to commit a crime.
Exactly.
You know
when I'm saying,
not like that. I'm not saying that they're all predators,
but there's something there.
Right.
Something's going on internally within themselves that makes them that
upset. Like you're saying, how can us doing our thing on the field, smiling, like just upset anger somebody?
I know, right?
Why man, woman, whatever.
Why would it trigger that? And even for the men, the comments that I'm seeing, and of course I'm not going to start shit like that online of like, you would never get a girl like that, and that's why you're mad. But then part of me is thinking, like, is there some sort of, like, pent-up resentment toward beautiful women because some men will never be able to date or be with a woman that gorgeous and that beautiful. And somehow that festers and turns into this big, fat, women-hating issue where you just can't contain yourself and sit at your little basketball game or football game and tolerate that there's going to be beautiful women dancing for a few minutes, and you're just going to have to sit through it. No, it sparks a rage.
You're either creepy and you send cassette tapes, or you hate us. There's no in between.
We prefer the cassette tape love.
But isn't that true though? There's nobody that's just like that walks up to us like at a promo or something and was like, I mean, it's happened a few times, but they're like, wow, you guys are awesome. Like my daughter's a dancer. Like she really looks up to you guys. You know, I know how hard you guys work, blah, blah. Usually it's somebody that knows somebody that was a cheerleader. So and then they're like, you know, I don't think, they always say that, I don't think you get enough credit for how hard you guys work and
because they know
all
they
the
have
time. Right.
That's so true.
But then beyond that, if they don't know a former cheerleader, it's like they're crazy in love with us, right?
Right.
And then like, you know, I don't know, hitting up your phone and stuff like that, or they
pictures
just
of your body
parts.
Like
body parts.
Yeah.
Or they just totally ignore you and like act like you don't exist.
Purposely,
you know,
try to make you feel small.
And you try to like, hi, like say hi to their kids or something, and like the wife walks away, and it's like, oh gosh, you that disgusted with me being here?
I feel like there's so much fan interaction, like you said, where you're going to actually come face to face, you know, like up close and personal. We're not always in the community, mind you, in our uniforms. We have promo attire that we put on where we're more covered, if you will. But you definitely see different reactions of like how they really feel about you when you're, you know, up close and personal, and people looking at you and trying to check your face, like see how much makeup you probably are wearing. And but I find like the people who are really happy with themselves enough to probably just share a compliment, like especially women to women, and you guys look awesome out there, or men being able to have a conversation with you without, you know, staring at your boobs or something.
Yeah.
Like maybe Seattle's a really good area because it seems like our fans, more often than not, I think we're more on the lines of like, we appreciate and respect what you guys do. I don't think I came across that type of mentality except online.
I would agree.
And lately, since we're under attack.
Yeah. And I felt like some years it was really ruthless, like on our Facebook. Remember, like there was one year and the comments were like, they were kind of hilarious because I don't think anybody said anything bad about me. But
somebody said I had chiclet teeth.
What?
Little fucker. I'm sorry. Okay, there's definitely going to be an explicit thing right here. But yeah, like just random. I mean, I like my smile, damn it. But
you have a beautiful smile.
Thank you. Not chiclet teeth. But anyway, yeah, the comments were ruthless. Maybe
she got
it was
a fat monkey.
Oh, they love calling out camel toe,
yes,
don't they?
They do. But see, that's what that's what I'm talking about, is that call out, it's like, it made me realize that guys like camel toe.
Guys like fat.
They do. Monkers.
Really?
They do.
We're going to do a poll. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why didn't
I've asked some guys and they were like, yeah, it's kind of hot. Like, if you can
see
they're like, why do you think we like gray sweats so much? I'm like, oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really? Well, I like gray sweats on guys because you get to see.
Right.
I mean,
can you do some jumping jacks?
Chickle test. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Yeah, oh, no. This Prosecco's hitting me.
All right. Good.
All right. We're not going to take it.
Cheer
and scene.
Over. No. So we're reflecting on this season. You know, we've covered like every hot topic in our space. And then it like hit us thanks to one of our listeners. What up, Anthony? That we haven't really talked a lot about ourselves. Like we haven't really shared. Slurp it down. We're just gonna
you pour yourself some.
Okay, that's probably a smart move. I'm gonna try to figure this out. Get the tilt right, the right.
Yeah, let's talk about all the feedback we've gotten.
Okay, let's do it. Anthony said that, you know, he wants to hear more about you and I as individuals, like more about our story and who we are. And at first we didn't really want to bore people with that because we were shy, I guess. We're both kind of shy.
Yeah.
And
like private. It is kind of weird.
It is weird. So we will share throughout this episode as we drink more Prosecco.
Yeah, this is going to be kind of like what we see for next season too, because we didn't really cover all the hot topics because there's so much more coming this next year, and a lot pops off, right?
Exactly.
Like what? I mean,
we want it to be
Super
timely,
Bowl.
you know? Yeah. Like if we're going to talk Super Bowl, we didn't want to do it too soon.
Right.
You know, there's all sorts of things like auditions and, you know, we talked a little bit about our journey, but there's definitely more that we would, like a full-on episode that we would do.
Maybe this isn't that cool, but I was like falling asleep and I was like, oh, I like thought of something before I fell asleep. What if there was like a nationwide audition strike and nobody shows up for auditions?
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
why would then that would make the, you know, band Cheerleaders come true, but what would they do?
Like, hell no, we won't go kind of a thing so that we can get
and then I'd show up
pay.
for DCC and like make the team. No, I'm kidding.
But what if
or even like, you know, we could get the veterans or some like majority of people to like totally
to stand
protest and not show up.
It's about unifying to like fight for what you believe in and what you think is right, and sometimes it takes, I mean, that's how the players do it. I mean, we don't have a union. I found somebody who's going to talk to us
really?
next season.
Cool.
Yes.
Players have a union?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they do. They have a players union. Players association, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's
what do they do for them?
They negotiate like a collective bargaining agreement around like things like pay and their rules and like what restrictions they'll have.
For each player?
That'll apply across the board. So you can't have teams that are, one team's doing this and another team's doing that. It's like, it's going to apply across the board throughout the league. And so I found somebody that's going to give a little, you know, interview about what it means to unionize. Like if there was like a cheerleaders union for professional cheerleaders that can make some demands and get an across the board, like fair standard that's going to apply, period. Just
that's
what it would look
cool.
like. I think that's going to be super educational.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah. We got a lot up our sleeves.
Yeah.
What's going to be our first episode for season 2?
Is it? Did we determine it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So so maybe it'll be Anthony if he's in town.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have called Squad 5. Or what?
It's the guys.
It's the guys.
It's like the significant others or husbands. But we're gonna get some, they might be a little biased, so we'll mix up the panel a little bit. But Brittany had this awesome idea to have them give their take, right?
Right, and just their view on cheerleaders, because I was hanging out with some friends a few weekends ago, and a majority of guys, and you and I have both been so shocked with the reaction and like the interest from the guys in our lives, right?
Exactly.
I didn't know that they were like, it's so cool you're doing this podcast. Like, I think this and that and this. And I was like, would you come on and talk about that?
Yeah.
Because it was so cool. I mean, just to hear, just kind of like average guys and their view on the cheerleaders, what they think should happen, shouldn't happen, and just like the NFL as a whole. Yeah. And, coming like from a fan.
My close friend Reese, shout out to Reese, we went to Georgetown together, and he played ball there, and I love his opinion. Every podcast episode he's listening, and his insight has been so cool to listen to, because it's just, men think differently than women, I think, on a lot of issues, but at the same time, it's just from their perspective, being able to call out, like, that's not right, period, like, just no matter which way you cut it. And it's refreshing to hear support, you know what I mean, I guess, from
when you have good men in your life. Like, of course they want they want to see women do well, you know.
When Reese had made the point that, his daughter did competitive cheerleading, and I think for any man who has daughters that are interested in cheerleading, if they're participating in it as kids, like, this is the future of what they would want to look forward to if they really truly love dancing and performing and cheering. We need to care about what happens with this space of ours, because if somebody wants to continue to grow, there's like, little league cheerleading, competitive cheerleading, then you get to high school cheerleading, college cheerleading, and then this is all we have for women that want to continue to dance. It's professional cheerleading or semi-pro teams where you're able to still do what you love. And so, he was just saying, like, talking about that for people who have kids that are involved in cheerleading, to understand, like, is this really preparing them to be able to be professional cheerleaders? And then hearing about what's going on in our space, there's reason to be concerned. And all we really need to do is put pressure on to fix the shit that's broken, so that these people coming up after us will actually have a positive experience. Like, when you think about, like, the Miami cheerleader that we talked about, earlier in the season, I think her standing up and suing that team, like, their whole focus seems to have shifted. The way that they promote their girls, it's like this.
Their calendar.
I mean, it's all positivity. It's all reinforcing the amazing attributes of these women that are on the team, other than their looks. And it's their character that they're choosing to promote on their social media. And I think it's a powerful campaign. I think they have Chrisanne to thank for that, because that's not how they were moving before.
Exactly.
Like. And go ahead, sorry.
Oh, well, just now I'm totally going to go down another rabbit hole. But, that's kind of interesting that you're talking about, like, the next step is professional cheerleading. And honestly, like, my goal was I wanted to be a professional dancer, right? And, like, I wasn't good enough, and I knew I wasn't going to move down to LA or, like, make it to be, like, a backup dancer for, like, Lady Gaga or something. Right. Even though that's, like, totally epic dream.
Right.
But a lot of these cheerleaders, that's how they started. I mean, like, nobody talks about what the backup dancers are wearing. Like, why did they get more respect? Because they're behind Beyonce. Right. Those girls probably were a Lakers girl and then made a backup dancer for her. Or once they stopped dancing for Beyonce, they do NFL. Like, exactly. It's just like a career.
It's an actual legit career. Right. And there's no reason it shouldn't be treated as such. Like you said, there are some amazingly talented dancers who... when I think of Aisha Francis, who I'm obsessed with.
She's been posting a lot of pictures of herself lately.
I think she's changed her marketing approach, her social media approach. But she's so dope. And she started out as a Lakers girl.
Right. I didn't know that.
Laker girl, yeah. And
then taught Beyonce everything that she knows.
She, like, invented the art of dancing. I mean, I think Beyonce definitely changed the game in terms of, like, stepping up the sexy department and just having it, like, exude in all that she ever did. And to know that Aisha was behind that and dancing sexy in a heel and all of that, she's just so remarkable. And I really appreciate her philosophy on, like, being sexy. There's other men and other people who are out there that try to make it something dirty and raunchy and not classy and sexy and beautiful, like.
And for yourself. It's not always for somebody else.
Exactly. We're not there
to... get over yourself.
Somebody said we're there to titillate. Damn it. Whatever the hell titillate means.
What the hell? Is she, like, 6 years old?
Oh, my gosh. It was ridiculous. But, no, she has this whole philosophy on what being sexy means. And it's defined by us, by women. And where was I going with that? Oh, yeah, that was her path. Laker girl to, you know, choreographing and touring with Beyonce, and now she's teaching heels programs to people in LA and New York, and really just empowering women to own their own bodies, no matter what shape that you're in. All of her dance videos are in like a black V-neck and leggings. Like, she's never, but she could wear whatever the hell she wanted. If she wanted to be half naked, she could. If she wanted to be, you know, more, you know, less is more sometimes. I think she just rocks. And I think people have different paths that they're able to explore by having pro cheerleading as a springboard.
Right. Or, I mean, you know, then it's not like, you know, Cardi B was a stripper, right? And everybody knows Cardi B in the whole world right now. And now she's famous and a millionaire, billionaire. Right. You know, we're not stripping. Not like that's bad either. Hey, do your thing. But I'm just saying, like...
Right. And what is stripping really? It's beautiful women with beautiful bodies who are dancing and actually doing some freaking acrobatic shit. Have you ever taken a pole dancing class?
It's hard.
I have, and I struggled.
Yeah.
I have no arm strength whatsoever.
It's harder than it looks.
It made me have a whole new respect for strippers, not for nothing. I sound like I'm definitely a Philly chick right now, but it's crazy what they do, and the control and the core strength that you have to like...
So wait, New Orleans wasn't your first?
No. Yes. Hi, Brittany. What are you talking about? No, I'm talking about a stripping class, like pole dancing fitness class.
Because, like, doesn't Philly have, like, a lot of strip clubs?
I have heard. I have not been.
Oh, okay.
Yes, New Orleans was my first one.
That wasn't up to par of what I bet you envisioned. Anyways, moving along.
So I hear...
Anybody that's been to Bourbon Street, right? You know it's just, like... You're getting pulled every direction. So we accidentally got pulled into a gentleman's club, let's say.
We thought it was a club, and it turned out... We might as well just tell the whole damn story. That was another piece of feedback that I would hear, is just because we know each other so well, and we end up stumbling across stories, and they're like, ooh, what happened there? And then we don't tell them the story. So.
I've gotten that too.
Really? Damn it. Okay, so here's the story. Once upon a time... In one of our many adventures, Brittany, Sunrose, and I went down to New Orleans for my birthday. I think we mentioned this trip, but didn't. Maybe. We left out the strip club episode. But walking down Bourbon Street, what were we wearing? Was this the night of when I was in the referee uniform costume? Because it was on Halloween.
Was it?
We changed
like 5 different times over 2 nights.
I don't think I was in Big Bird.
No. Mm-mm.
But, so we go into this... what we're thinking as a club, and it ended up being an establishment. It was very dead in there, right? Mm-hmm. Not a lot of people. So we got front row seats to the stage. And I
was like, it's her birthday!
Yes, you did. And
2 ladies came up and she motorboated you. Oh no, do your kids listen to this?
My dad does. I just thought about that. My daddy actually said that he might have to stop listening. Daddy, it was harmless. I just got a little motorboat action. She told, I didn't even see it coming though, because she was like leaning down and she was like, I'm going to do something for the guys, okay? And I'm like, and then it was like, and I'm just sitting there like, can we please leave now? I don't know what just happened.
And then I was like, and then we just like jumped down the street and like went somewhere else.
It was actually... Okay, now can we talk about... Time. So now, not that we've gone to like a million strip clubs, but we've tried... now it's almost like a...
Because we're not haters like that.
Right.
We are the girls that we wish we could interact with. What?
Right. We're fun.
We're not gonna like judge your life choices, okay?
No. And just because isn't there a song about that? Just because I don't mind, just because you dance on a pole, don't make you a hoe. Usher,
yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, we're not... Oh, well, yeah. Okay, pour it up for Usher. Pour one out for the homies.
Did you hear he gave a few women...
She keeps on overpouring. He gave...
so a few women... have like sued him for giving them stuff, and a dude.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know.
Usher.
What's happening? And then like Nelly's a creep and stuff.
Oh.
Anyways.
Damn. That's deep. What was I going with that?
I don't know.
But that we've gone to a couple of others, just... And it's almost like we can sit and enjoy a good performance. Like some girls are lazier than others, just kind of walk around the pole and don't really put any effort into it, and others do like more tricks, and they earn their little money splashing out all over the stage. But it made me think about Oakland when we
I was gonna say, how many have we been to now? I was like, oh my gosh, the one here,
yes,
and then New Orleans, which was like not even,
that was
Oakland,
yes,
and then there was another one
one here.
No,
we didn't. Vegas.
Spearmint Rhino, sponsor us.
Oh my god.
Best chicken strips in New Orleans. Wait, what? Wrong city.
No, wrong. It was in Oakland. But the food wasn't. So they had a whole buffet in Oakland. But it would have been 5 if we were in Atlanta, if we got to go to the stripper graveyard.
Oh yeah,
damn.
Your friends were gonna take us there.
Yeah. So anyway, apparently there's a stripper graveyard in
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Are we gonna cut all this out?
No, we're just gonna roll with it, man. Stripper graveyard in Atlanta, where apparently there's it's like a stripper's.
Where they go to die.
Yeah, with like sagging chichas that have like tassels on them, and
because they're old. It's like 60-year-old strippers, and
I would have loved to see that. Just to. It sounded like a Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Well, we are trying to go to Super Bowl, and it's in Atlanta, so we might have to. Cheers
again. So anyway,
wow,
strippers have performance art.
Yes.
Included in their performances.
And they make way more than us.
They sure do. Damn. That's the revolution. Everybody stop going to auditions and show up at your neighborhood strip club. The point is that we can actually appreciate the artistry in their work. We can sit and watch a whole routine and just be like, damn. Remember the dolphin flip girl? How are we talking about strippers for this long?
So weird.
She did some weird bouncing around on the stage with her legs in the air and locked together like a little dolphin fin. I've never seen any movement.
She was on
like
her back, and it was like she was trying to like dive into the ocean. I don't know.
It was a very dead fish flop. Well, not dead yet, but on its way because it's out of the water.
But we didn't laugh.
No,
we just didn't tip her.
Right. That was very... It was almost like
I just drank my little Red Bull and looked the other way.
Oh, I know, because in Seattle you can't drink liquor. Okay, well, we've spent a lot of time on strip clubs.
Anyways, what else do we want to talk about?
Just that strippers need love too, and it doesn't matter what you're wearing. Art is in all shapes and sizes and art forms, and strippers, I think, actually, and everybody can't move like one.
That's true.
I mean, I had to really have a talk with myself. Like, there was a Real Housewives of Atlanta. Why am I just all up in the social scene? Cynthia Bailey from Real Housewives of Atlanta apparently...
Is it the new season?
Well, it's not the show. I guess she posted on her social media. They were, like, just having fun playing around, and there was some music. I forget what the hell
She can't dance, huh?
She can't twerk.
Oh, okay.
And she really was horrible at it. It made me feel so much better about myself. Like, not that I can't get it, but it's like... She was broke down. Like, it was not a real twerk session at all. And Candy's in the background like, no, stop.
No, please.
Please don't.
But along those lines, like, just kind of like the dance scene nowadays is very stripper-esque.
Oh,
I mean, let's not lie. It's the heels. It's, elaborate twerking. I can't do that stuff. No. So I'm not hating on it. No. But it's just very, we're not doing that.
We're not.
Our heels are like block, come on.
Right.
Like, you can't, I'm not trying, nobody has made the comparison, but.
But the outrage, you would think that they were in a strip club or had that vibe of strip club based on what we're doing and dancing.
Yeah.
And, and we were talking about on the NBA episode, their routines are so skilled and like way more intense than what you see, I think, in the NBA, in the NFL. Like, how could you deny that it takes so much skill to do that? And you would think that they were just like humping the ground the whole entire time or something, the way that people are freaking out.
Right.
It's just dance.
It is.
And like you said, it's just the same dance as a damn backup dancer in a video. Any award show that you watch, it's like the same thing. We change formations and we're on a field. But I've heard the argument, and I don't know what you've thought about it, where people are saying that I just go to watch the game. Mm-hmm. Like, I can give two shits what you guys are doing. You're just kind of like, you're not even on my radar screen because I'm just focused on the game.
I agree. I mean, now that I'm a fan, like in the stands, I've gone with my husband a few times, and like, I'm watching the girls dance, obviously, because I used to be on the team. So I'm like, did you just see that? And he was like, no, looking at fantasy, you know, and I'm like, oh, you know. So he only really paid attention when I was on the team, you know. So and there is some truth to that.
Yeah, I remember when I was in New York and I was with my Uber driver, and he made a similar point that's just kind of like it's a little outdated, you know, to have, you know, female dancers performing in kind of this way of like if they are catered toward the male audience, like it's just kind of past that, because I think the audience at games, and he was talking about NBA, had changed where it is more like kids and, you know, it's not a bunch of men who are just staring for that purpose. Saying, yeah. And he was just saying like, you know, people are going to the bathroom, people are on their phones, like they're really kind of not necessarily paying attention. Which is why not have us? I know. You know, then why have us be gone? What? Yeah. Just keep us around then. If it's so, you know. And I mean, like you said that so well, like the NBA episode Swish Swish, where it's like, what do you really expect to be entertained by for 40 some odd games? You know, like every timeout or every quarter break. Like, what do you really think is sustainable to keep entertaining fans night after night after night after night? For NBA, for sure. NFL, you know. And NFL, you can barely see us. We look like dots. Like, we really do. It's hard to even take in unless you're at, like, the Dallas Cowboys Stadium where it's a humongous screen that just captures everything. That's so cool. Or their girls are dancing in different parts of the stadium where it's, like, you're really they have, like, a fan deck, don't they? Where it's, like, raised up. Could you imagine? That would be so cool. Our deck is way the hell up top. And there's a truck on it. I know. I'm not dancing up there. No. It's cold. I'd be scared. Yeah. Yeah. But it would be kind of cool if you were like more innovative. Do you remember the game where we tried to actually do something different with our pregame come out and like walk through the stands? That was so awkward. That didn't work out so well. There's a lot of steps. Hell like, yeah. I didn't want to trip. And we were trying to stay hidden, so it was like a surprise. And then we had no matter how much we timed it during the pregame practice, when it actually came down to it, it was a very long way down to the field to try to actually it was a good idea. Yeah. A for effort. I mean, the more we can interact with the fans, I think the better. It's rare that we're in your face and people are like, get away, you know? Mm-hmm. I think it's more, we gotta hype them up the right way. I think the music that you play plays a lot into that too. It totally does. Did you notice? So I was at the Monday Night Football game, and I was really not happy that they took away the girls' 2-minute warning. I was like losing my crap. I didn't hear about that. Yeah. I don't know why. That used to be our favorite. I think I already mentioned that in one of our episodes of like when we take the numbers and dance, and it's just such a hype moment for us, maybe it wasn't for everybody else. Yeah, because we talked about how like it would kind of be like dancing in the opposing team's face, like get it. But what did they do instead? They played like a medley, like what you would see at an NBA game where they play music and then they have the cam on trying to catch people dancing. Oh, okay. Awkward. Uh-oh. Like it was just... What song did they play though? It was like... They need to play like Jump Around or like something that everybody knows. It might have been a little bit of that. They tried to do the whole popular music, but I just think people were just like, what's happening right now? Like, what do you want me to do? It would just, it kind of fell flat. Did we win that game? Barely? We did. Okay. We did. So like maybe the spirits weren't high enough to have people just break out and dance. Dancing. Yeah, you really gotta, it's like being a DJ. You gotta really like feel the crowd and like know what'll hype them up, and I just don't think we've quite nailed it. But the music's better. We used to have the same damn songs play over and over and over and over again at our games. How are we on Prosecco? Did we finish the bottle? Almost. Wow. We did? Oh, no. We still have a few glasses left. Okay, good. A few spillage. What's been your favorite episode this season? My favorite was probably... And, like, this was honestly, like, probably the most negative aspect about my NFL career, but the weight episode. That's our most popular, highest downloaded episode. One of my friends bought water pills. Do not do that, everyone. No, they're not supposed to. No, that's not the point of the episode. No. I was so mad at him. No. Don't do that. But, anyways. It was your favorite? I mean, because it was so funny. It was. You know. Yeah, you had the best quote from that episode. What else did I like? I don't know. It was fun doing this with you. I'm so glad we've taken this little journey together because... Am I all rosy and like... No. Drunk? Okay. Not yet. I've enjoyed it too, honestly. Like keeping.
What was your favorite
episode? I mean, I would say Swish Swish. I lost my shit a little bit on that episode, but I was so excited to have the vision of us like talking to other types of dancers, seeing that come to light, and we're gonna find our NHL girl.
Yeah, I'm really interested and curious. We're gonna
find an ice girl that
it might be from Portland again, because the Rosebuds, right? Isn't that their?
Yeah, we're gonna find one of you to talk to us because I'm obsessed and I want to know. Like, I'm curious. I like the idea of all the things that we've learned this whole season, and you know, our episode with Lindsay and just kind of talking through things that I just didn't realize that we didn't really talk about ourselves, or like the sacrifices that we were making and what we were kind of giving up to some extent in doing what we do.
That's exactly why it shouldn't be all for nothing.
Right.
Like, something positive has to come from this.
I think,
and not just elimination of cheerleaders altogether.
Right.
You know, and that's so sad.
It's not necessary.
No.
And there's so much to celebrate. You know, you have squads in the NBA, maybe, you know, up to 20 women, and you have squads in the NFL up to 40 women of all different backgrounds, all different, you know, they have different careers, different paths that led them to doing what they're doing. And, you know, I think Roisha said it when we interviewed her, like, if you actually get to know us and understand, like, who we are and what we're about, why we do what we do, you can't even be mad.
Right.
Like, you can't, you know, there's a lot to celebrate. And like you said, there has to be something positive that comes from it. I think I've just been most encouraged by just the dialogue that we're generating and being a part of, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of reporters doing an expose and talking about all the dirt in our industry, it's really just us being able to talk about the reality of it, but just celebrating what it does mean and what it stands for. Because I think in the This Is Why We Do It, we were very light touch with it. When you look back on why you did it, or even why you retired, like, what did it mean to you to dance? Is that?
I mean, that was like, yeah, that's okay. Like a big question. I mean, it sounds so cheesy, but it was everything. You know, that's like what I really wanted. Everything, yes. # blessed.
Okay.
No, but I remember like not making it my first year and like crying in my car when like a song came on that was like, get it, follow your dreams. I was like, I have to do this. This is something I really, really, really want to do. And I can't explain it. Why? It's just something that like, it's so cheesy, but you feel like that's what you were put on this earth to do. And I was such a shitty cheerleader, like, honestly. So it was like, I was meant to be the worst cheerleader ever for 6 years.
Oh my gosh, and
but
you so weren't.
That's just what it's like your calling. You know?
It feels like
it
that.
Totally does. And you just feel so passionate about it. And like, was I wanting to wear like a crop top and have this attention? No, that didn't even cross my mind.
It was not the dream of what we were chasing, of like the glamorous look and feel of it.
Right.
I mean, I had never even been full glam before in my life, and so it was never like that's what I was like chasing and wanting to be, the it girl that's just big hair, big lashes, and boobs out. You know, it was really just, it was more.
What was it for you?
I mean, it was definitely my love of football and knowing from, you know, my time cheering at Georgetown what it feels like to be on the court, like part of the freaking action. And I know that there's no better seat in the house for me to watch any game than right there on that field. For me, that was kind of one big ass thrill that I just wanted to be there. And we weren't even doing that great at the time.
Right. We were really bad. We had T-Jack, okay, y'all?
Sorry, I'm thinking of his wife calling him out. It was.
She did? What happened? Tell me. Ooh, T. Here's some more.
Well, there was some. I think he lived like in Atlanta or something, but he got into it with his kids.
Was he
mom.
cute? Not particularly.
Not a standout. Like, ooh,
okay.
You know, no. But
he was no Sean Alexander.
You liked him?
Now I feel like I need to Google him. But I thought, wasn't he like the Seattle hottie for a moment?
Sean Alexander was?
Yeah.
Maybe. He had a gap in his teeth, so maybe people are really into that. I love what's his face. I can't even think of it.
Michael Strahan.
Yes, indeed. Anyway, yeah. Let me stay on that for a moment. Did I tell you how I saw him at the Super Bowl and I saw him checking for me and I was like, But anyway, he was.
Well, we would see him on the field too.
Yeah,
for like
so
primetime games.
I loved it.
He's pretty cute.
He's cute. And
we're getting tipsy.
Are we?
I'm like, Sean Alexander's cute. T-Jack was cute. Everybody's cute. Those pants make everybody cute.
They do, kind of. Especially when they're white. Yeah. But anyways, T-Jack was...
do you know they don't wear anything like a cup?
They don't?
They don't.
I've never noticed any movement in that section. But are they that tight? It's like tight McCrite, where it's like strapping everything down so you wouldn't see movement? Maybe they don't need a cup.
I don't know. But after they ran in, after every game my last season, I stared. Because I was bound and determined to see. Okay, we got to edit that out.
You were bound and determined,
huh? Oh my gosh. I can't say names because she's still currently on the team. But there was another girl that I would like look for with her.
Oh, really?
I would be like, do you see anything? She's like, no, oh my gosh, you're being so gross.
Well, that's the fun part at the end of the game. Right. You're just watching a parade of men.
Win.
Yeah, that's fun watching them leave the field.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry, anyways, moving on. What were we saying?
T-Jack. Okay, so T-Jack got in trouble with his children's mom. And this was after he got, like, waived from the team or something, I think. And she just ended up blasting him. Like, that's what... You need to be focusing on throwing a football. And, like, she just talked so much shit clowning. And it was kind of sad. I don't know why.
Like about his playing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't even like he was cheating or something?
I don't know what he did wrong, but she totally, like... just clown him about it. I know. And then he hasn't been picked up anywhere. I think he actually got like arrested or something. I don't know what he did. I know. Yeah, he was around here and then just wasn't when he got in trouble.
T-Jack and the clinker.
Yeah, I don't know how we got on the T-Jack part, but
just that we weren't doing very well.
Oh, that's right.
But like it wasn't
what it meant to us, and we're talking about men not wearing straps and
because
stuff.
Do you feel like there was a big surge of audition, potentials after the Super Bowl win?
For sure. Like it was, I think we wanted it when it was just the normal, I dream of doing this versus like I want to go to the Super Bowl and that's why I'm showing up to audition.
Yeah.
Or, but I think for me it was also just, I know how freeing it feels for me when I dance. Like I feel invincible. I feel super confident. I feel sexy. I feel beautiful. I just feel alive, and I knew that was what was missing in my life, was just that one thing that I liked and that made me feel, just larger than life. I'm, again, big on passion, and I need to have that one thing that speaks to me, and when I'm dancing and performing, it just sets me on fire, and I love sharing that with people, and so it is a little humbling when you hear people say, like, I don't even look at you. Like, I'm dancing my ass off and thinking, I'm going to make you look at me or you're going to want to check for me. Like, that was kind of how blown up my mind was around just this is my moment. So to hear that people really don't feel anything from it was like, oh, word, that's how you feel?
Yeah.
Because for me, I feel...
all eyes on me.
Exactly. And, but I do believe in, maybe it was the people that cared about me or that, supported me in doing what I do. But, to hear people say, like, your smile actually, like, is contagious and makes me smile. Or I can see you from far away.
It really is.
Just, oh, gosh.
Okay, thanks. Like, you do not have chiclet teeth, but your smile, like, you can see it,
Gosh, thank you.
It lights up a room, for sure.
I'm so sure. It's like people in our own, like, everybody in our own way. Stop it. Whatever.
Smile Direct Club, sponsor us. I'm just kidding.
I think that's like one of the beauty of the teams, right? Like we can all do the same dance routine, but each girl brings her own flavor.
That's true.
I mean, I think sometimes that's what's missing, where it can like look very synchronized and together, but you don't see that one girl who does a little instead of this, or you know what I mean? Like adds a little extra sass on this part. And I just felt like, I think that's just one of the amazing things about what we do, is just that we each can bring our own individual style into a performance and make it our own and connect with the dance or connect with fans when we're doing it. And it's like, I live for that. I think it's like intoxicating almost, because you just feel, it's the only way to feel like you're the ultimate shit. Like just like on every level, your body's in shape, your hair is right, and I'm not even, we don't wear makeup. Like we don't.
I'm like, no.
I mean, look at me. But, it's just a moment where you can just enhance all of your natural beauty. You're looking like yourself, but even like to the next ultimate level because someone just beat your face.
I wish we talked about this before, like all those years, because I literally like blacked out every time I danced. What? I would just like get through it. Oh my God.
You would black out?
Well, because I didn't want to mess up.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not that I wasn't worried about it, and definitely
like, especially if I was
errors.
dancing like right in front of my parents or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, you better nail it.
Oh my gosh! Don't let the camera be on me.
I
I'm a
know.
whole other little shithead.
And then you're like, that's so funny when you're in the end zone and you're kind of like watching the video,
right,
or the big jumbo screen, and like you see one of your teammates like notice she's on, and then she's like, yes, like totally just lights up, and you're like, it just makes you laugh.
Oh, it's hilarious. But I knew when that camera guy was coming my way, and it's like, okay, yeah, you're about to get the show. I just think it's, I just, that's what I miss about it, is just,
that's what you've said, that
yeah.
like just doing a dance class or like, you know, taking a heels class or whatever, it's not enough. Because that performance aspect is not
gone.
there.
It's gone.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's why I do get so pumped. And it's been such a great experience doing this podcast and starting to, you know, I've followed a few dance accounts or maybe team accounts, but to really, as our hobby now, and we're going to get monetized and find some sponsors, but, so we're not doing this shit for free, but, no, just being able to kind of tune into like the different NBA dance teams, the NFL, you know, Instagram or Twitter accounts, and being able to like take it all in, like our space as a fan, and just look at their different, you know, routines, or, you know, listening to the bios of the girls. And I just think there's a lot there. There's a lot to celebrate, like you said. And
we've gotten a lot of shout outs and like just people praising like what we're saying. And I think that's kind of like the magic of the podcast, is that it doesn't matter in what form you're a cheerleader.
Right.
Everybody relates, you know, even people who aren't cheerleaders, they're totally like, I love that episode because so-and-so, and I don't know, it's just so relatable.
That makes it rewarding.
Yeah, and I didn't think that so many people would, like, even want to hear what we had to say.
Neither did I. Well, I mean...
It's an untapped, you know,
little
industry
universe.
Or whatever. Like, there's no other podcast like us.
No.
But
I Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders, These Boots Are Made for Talking, or whatever it's called, you know, they're promoting their squad, and they do interviews with their, you know, people that are on the team, and so it's not focused on the industry as a whole.
But it's not as real as ours.
Oh, hell
like,
no.
let's be real.
No,
you know?
No. We might be a little too real sometimes, but I love it. It's kind of freeing. I mean, I just think this has been amazing, and I'm excited as hell for season 2.
Amen.
I am so excited. I mean, so we got the We Dem Boys episode where the Squad 5 guys are going to come together and give their, like, collective take on our space.
Certain topics.
Yeah. I definitely want to hear what they have to say. Do they care what we wear?
Right.
Do they care if it's a, you know, plus size chick just killing it?
Right.
Do we want to change our uniform so that anybody can look, you know, because you're not showing everything in every little nook and cranny. Like, maybe body type's not going to be that crazy of an importance, because, you know, you're more accepting of all women who can get it.
Right.
One way or the other. I'm dying to know what they think. Like, I can interview guys all day long.
We might have a few parts, right?
Yeah.
Like, part 1, part 2. Because maybe
guys
change up the guys, you know?
No, the guys are so short. They're not long-winded. I mean, I know I talk a lot. Guys are short and sweet. It'll be like, this is what it is. And then you're like, oh, it's only been 2 minutes.
Next.
I think it's one episode. I think we can do it.
Okay.
If you're interested, guys who are listening and being a part of that episode, we know how to work Skype, sorta.
Yeah.
We can do interviews now. We'll set up
that last episode was a little rough.
We tried.
But, you know,
hey.
It'll get better and better and better.
Yeah. Or it won't, and we'll just... Okay, you guys, one thing that Brittany and I should have been doing this whole entire season is recording our editing sessions. Because if you want comedy, you have been missing the hell out. We could have been doing so many outtakes, mixtapes of the stuff that we edit out, the weird noises that we hear, and oh my gosh.
My stomach growling because I'm constantly hungry. I think I have a worm.
So next season we're going to document the moment.
We're going to have
to. It's too freaking fun.
But what can people expect from us in our quote unquote off season until we come back mid-January?
Are you guys going to miss us? So we have a YouTube channel. You know, it's the holidays, right? Stuff's going on, but we don't want you to miss us too much. So we might post a couple reaction videos. We're debating. There's some videos out there that we've had some thoughts about. And
well, didn't you say there was a video in the beginning you were going to tag below? What was that?
Oh, hell, what was that?
We'll listen back.
Okay. We'll figure it out. We'll listen to
But reacting to videos like that,
yes.
even though we don't remember.
Yes. And then just kind of keeping you posted on episodes to come so that you can hit up the hotline and let us know if you have something that you want to share. I mean, some of the topics that I'll throw out there that I'm pumped that we'll be talking about, just ideas. You know, just ideas. Mm-hmm. International cheerleaders, because it's kind of pretty much a U.S. thing, but it's growing in like China. It's growing in different, like in the U.K. It's. Did you know that there are freaking
cricket girls?
No, I didn't know that.
No, I'm making it up.
Oh, okay. No,
that's
but
what you're gonna say.
In South Korea, there are cheerleaders for baseball.
I knew that. We actually have in our league.
Really?
There is baseball girls, bat girls or something, ball girls, and some of them are wearing like cheerleader outfits. I thought I sent that to you. Oh I found that out over Thanksgiving weekend, and I was like, no way.
See, we got to talk about it then.
Yeah.
Because what do they do? How are they treated? Are people freaking out? Are they wearing whatever? Like, what's going on? Because I read the article today about the girls in South Korea. Like, apparently...
Because baseball's big there, right?
Yeah. It was sad, though, because, you know, she posted on her social media about being sexually harassed, and she was talking about the comments that are left on her page, I guess, from being a cheerleader. And she said something to the effect, just being really sad that her parents, you know, had to see how she was treated.
Yeah.
And another one of her teammates also kind of co-signed on it. Was just like, yeah, we just don't have any rights whatsoever. They can just say anything about us. And I guess it picked up when made the media or the news. And now there's a petition with like 800 signatures for them to ban cheerleaders in baseball there. And it's that.
So this is an international issue.
It is. It so is. And I was so sad at the thought of it because it's like all she was doing was saying, I'm being harassed and it's not right what they're saying. Like, you know, the climate is just terrible. And then it's like, do you know that there are petitions to ban NFL cheerleaders though?
You told me about that. And that was really upsetting.
They have thousands of signatures, but not like 60,000. It might be like 3,000 or something. There's also one to pay us more, but I don't know that has a lot of signatures either.
Maybe we could post that down below and sign it
to keep us around and pay us. I mean, I'm super excited. We're gonna get the whole, you know, cheerleader union episode going. We're gonna be talking about semi-pro cheerleaders because I think for anybody who's an aspiring dancer, knowing what's available, maybe you're working up to the point of, you know, auditioning for a pro team, but like. There's plenty of options out there to dance. Because I don't know that I would have thought about a semi-pro team. Me neither. Not at all.
But there's quite a few, like even lacrosse.
Oh, yeah.
We used to have a team here in Seattle. It was up north, but they had a dance team.
Mm-hmm. And there's like different basketball leagues. There's arena football. There's indoor soccer. There's so many other options. And, you know, as I'm going around stalking people on Twitter, I'm coming across people who are... you know, in getting ready for auditions, and I get excited for them because it's like they're chasing that dream, and it's like get it together, girls. And so I think just talking about that and what, and we'll find some girls maybe to talk to with our sophisticated Skype interviewing skills. And then what else?
Well, we have Pro Bowl coming up,
Super Bowl.
NBA Finals.
Yeah. Or All-Star Weekend.
Yeah,
they pick their All-Star chicks to come
There's
together.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You already touched on auditions. Did I say that already?
Yeah.
Tons of stuff.
We're going to get... We still got
It's going to be a juicy season. Season 2 is going to be... come through dripping.
Ooh, yes. Drip, drip.
Drip, drip.
Sip, sip. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Okay.
Locker talk. What should we do? This is very unscripted, guys.
It is. Cheerleaders Unchained, the original name of our podcast.
Oh, see, here's the picture of the South Korean cheerleader girls in their cute little Fila outfits.
Okay, locker talk is the difference or the comparison between like promo models and cheerleaders. Well, that's mean.
What?
But I mean, like, who has more skills?
Who?
Us.
Us.
Locker talk's over. No, I'm kidding. But I'm just saying,
promo
you know,
like who?
I used to do like the alcohol promos like Lindsay did, or just girls hanging on motorcycles and, you know, modeling and stuff.
And
it's
do
like,
they have those in the, what do you call that league? That's not a league. not SmackDown. What do you call those martial arts shits that I don't pay attention
Oh,
to?
like WWE?
Do they?
What?
Or the what do you call the kickboxing people?
Oh, like the ring girls.
Yeah, those girls.
Yeah, I saw a quote that you posted
want to get rid
about,
of all of those.
Yeah,
people.
they were just like, if girls can walk around in a ring, it's like, what are you talking about?
They don't want any beautiful women anywhere ever.
I was a ring girl.
You were a ring girl?
Did you know that?
Hell no, I didn't know that.
This is a locker talk topic. Running into players in your, like, outside of Seahawk life.
Okay.
Ring girl situation.
Hit it.
I'm not going to say where, but I worked at an establishment where they had fights. Like the not big deal, but like, MMA fights or whatever.
Okay, that's what the freaking letters I was looking
for.
Yeah,
MMA.
Okay,
there you go. UFC, all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Those girls are gorgeous. Okay. Anyways. This is like not a big deal, but I worked at this establishment and one of their ring girls that they hired outside decided not to show up. So they were like, Brittany, you do it. And so I was like, okay. Guess who was like front row? 2 of the Seahawk players.
Get out.
But it is disgusting. I was like, can we wear our tennis shoes? And the girl was like, no, we go barefoot in the ring. And I was like,
barefoot in the ring?
Okay. She was like, we're going to walk barefoot. And I was like, but I brought my like brand new like crisp white shoes. Can we wear these? And she was like, I didn't bring white tennis shoes, so we have to go barefoot. Like usually they go barefoot. I had never been a ring girl before. And there was like blood.
That is
so you had to like, I was like
nasty.
stepping over like blood puddles and like round 2. It was bad.
Ew,
I mean, I kind of didn't give a shit, but
sweat and blood and tear. Ew.
But I was like looking at the players like, do you recognize me? You probably don't give a shit.
Please don't.
But this is like really awkward.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ew.
So how about you?
Where I've run into players in regular life. Just frankly, last night.
Disneyland, you ran into Russell Wilson and Sierra.
That's true. I was with the kids and we went down for spring break or one of those little breaks. And yeah, he was taking, I think, the offensive line down to hang out and train in California. And yeah, we ended up running into them at the... There we go. Let's just finish this off here.
Are you even drinking?
I am drinking.
Okay.
I had just re-upped a little.
Bottle done, y'all. Perfect timing for locker talk.
Got to get you saying. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I ran into them there. And then let me think. It's odd because even at Starbucks at work, where I work at Starbucks corporate. No, I mean, I work at Starbucks and players that have come through here, like Marshawn Lynch was here. He designed his own Frappuccino. It was hella gross sounding, like matcha and beast mode and different colors.
Right, it has to be green.
I don't know. I didn't, whatever.
Okay, but you didn't tell the best part about Disneyland Sierra running. She like said hi to you in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
She like recognized you. I was like, hi.
Oh my goodness. And I tend to say hi. I'm the greeter at Gap. I just say hi to everybody. Welcome
You
in.
do.
I'm terrible. But
I'm
yeah,
like, oh, do you know them? You're like, no.
She was super nice. And my niece went crazy. She was just super excited, and the kids wanted to like follow them through the park. And I'm like, we're not gonna do that, guys. But yeah, that was cool. That was actually pretty cool. And then, yeah, I was gonna say last night I was at a restaurant, June Baby, and Sydney Rice was there.
Oh really?
Yeah, just sitting.
Where has he been?
Well, he invested at a bar. He did the whole
he
W
did.
thing, like the.
Oh, that's true. That's
bar
mean, jeez. And he did Wingstop. That's his establishment.
Yeah, I love when guys invest in businesses. It's good.
Yeah, and he stuck around Seattle. He could have. I mean, where's he from?
I don't know.
Shit, you're supposed to know all this.
Usually I know stats. I'm trying to think of any other run-ins with players. I mean, I have stories of like, oh my gosh, like Marshawn Lynch was probably one of the most intimidating people to run into.
He really was.
Ever. And unlike other teams, we didn't really have like, maybe we were told that it's probably a good idea to leave if a player walked in, but if I'm out having fun, I didn't leave. But this particular club, he just kind of, he was just such a little character. He does whatever the hell he wants to do. Does not matter. If you have a phone and you're trying to take a picture of him, he will like
crush it in his hands.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's so intimidating.
Were you working the Marcus Trufant bowling event where he basically like yelled at someone because he was like, how do you spell your name?
Yes.
Were you there for that? I was
sitting further down that table from that whole scene, and he just got up and fucking said, fuck it.
Right. He was wearing his, like, backpack, his Louis Vuitton backpack or whatever.
He doesn't
and, like,
play a game.
He doesn't.
Like, he doesn't deal with fake people. He doesn't deal with bullshit. And I don't know what that fan did, but they pissed him off. And
I kind of love it that he was just like, he just didn't put up with the disrespect, you know?
Exactly.
And he like did stuff for the community too. Like he wasn't like some bad guy, but he was just very like, he seemed very private. Like, I don't want all this attention.
He didn't.
You know, he didn't.
And he did not think that you had the right to pull your phone out if you saw him in public. And then one other time I was with a friend of mine who's from Oakland, wanted a picture with him so bad. And I was dumb enough after my rookie year to just be, I didn't know how he was yet. So I was just like, well, you know, I didn't have to announce that I cheered. I was like, I'll ask him for you and see if he'll take one. And he was just kept saying, no, I'll take a picture of you guys. And I was like, no, my friend wants to take a picture with you. And he was like, I'll take a picture of you guys. And then I just kind of locked horns a little bit. And I'm like, she's from Oakland. She wants to take a picture with you. And then I was like, come on. Like, I literally just, because I didn't know how mean he was yet. Not mean, but just very like, I wouldn't have done that had I known better what he was like. But
so what happened?
I took the damn picture of my friend with him.
Oh, okay. I was like, did he crunch your neck?
No. Thank God, no.
He wouldn't.
No. Who else? Oh, I was just saying, like, I'd run into players from like that are here from Starbucks. Like Bobby Wagner's been around here. Different players did almost like an internship where they get a little experience, you know, in corporate America. You know, based on their majors, they spend some time with a different department within the company because they have a partnership with the Seahawks. So that was cool. Can't think of other little run-ins. Can you?
No.
You sure?
No. Yeah.
Okay. My favorite part was always when they would come in and interrupt practice.
Yes.
Like
Doug did it all the time, I felt like.
Yeah. I think it was fun because it's like we're there when they're supposed to be gone, and so there's different lookout points into our like practice facility. But sometimes they would just like straight up look or come in and interrupt practice.
Say hi.
One time, who was it that did that where they were like, good job while we were...
I feel like there's been a few times where like Pete Carroll's come in and like I feel like on TV he looks very like old man chewing his gum with his big shoes. Right. But he is so charming in person.
I think so.
And like he totally like, I mean, not only is he the head coach, but he just, he's just so charming.
Yeah. No, it's
I mean, I love him. He's so nice.
When we got our, I know this is tough memories.
It's okay.
But when we got our Super Bowl pendants, like the coaching staff are the people that came around. Like, so we're all around the conference room where we usually have meetings. And every member of the coaching staff came around and shook our hands and just thanked us as they're, you know.
See, that's the kind of respect that it's like.
Right, that I don't think people realize. Like, they said, you guys are part of the team. We see you out there working hard. Thanks for everything you did for us all season. Like, they literally made a little line.
That makes me want to cry.
I was very, that was unbelievable. I mean, I have a picture with Pete Carroll that I would never have otherwise gotten. And they just, it's like I was a little salty at first that they didn't give us, like, we didn't get invited to the Super Bowl ring party that they had for the staff. Right.
They got to keep it separate. You're too sexy.
Okay, fine. We're a moo-moo and then you can come. No, so I was a little like butthurt over it, and then we got ours all hell of late. And not to sound like divas, but I was just like, damn, man, why couldn't we party with you guys? And
that's true.
I should perform, matter of fact, now that I think about it.
Really? Yeah. Well, we do have a Super Bowl story about the after party, so stay tuned for Super Bowl week.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh,
that was awesome. I can't wait.
Me too. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we got to save it. See, that's what I'm saying. We have so much more to
But that's
share.
So cool. And, you know, I've never heard about the giving of the coaches, pendants because I wasn't on the team and I was extra salty about it. But, like, that makes me feel even more proud that I was part of that program because the fact that they just thought to do that and thank the women.
And it was late because I think we got there maybe at 6:30 was a little bit of a reception, but they stayed late to actually do that for us and just to take the time to say that you were part of this, you were part of our success. And I was definitely, it took away every little, you know, complaint, gripe that I was trying to have or feel about it, just because you felt like you were part of.
That's amazing.
Part of their success.
Right.
I mean, and if you think about it, we are out there with them, rain
and shine. At least our team. Okay, we've went to a few away games where, I'm not trying to like diss the cheerleaders because whatever, but they were not out there the whole time.
No.
We were never not out there the whole time.
Oh, and we were getting yelled at if we took too long to come out after halftime.
Yeah, I was like,
get your butt back out there before
kickoff. If they've kicked the ball off
and
you're not out there, like, you're in trouble. And there's other teams where, like, honestly,
Oh, we were like, they were checked out.
Yeah,
we
they were
kept asking,
gone.
like, where are they?
Right. I don't know if it was preseason situation, but I was a little shocked.
And they don't rally as much as we do. I would say that. I was shocked a little bit. Like, I guess not everybody's jumping around, like, getting hyped. They have a very, like, this is our stance during, we're not dancing. But yeah, we definitely give a lot. And I felt like
we don't get much back.
Yeah. From the broader
spectrum.
I mean, hearing Royisha's experience definitely sounded familiar enough in that she was respected for what she did. She was part of the organization, you know, good leadership and just treated decently. And I think if we keep this voice up, that we can hopefully influence some change for the better so that everybody is able to have
an amazing experience.
I know, 'cause it
being
is
a professional
amazing.
dancer or cheerleader.
It's amazing.
It's
worth
amazing.
it. And one girl from a team in Baltimore, I follow her now, and I'm not going to butcher her name, but I just thought it was so dope that she said, you know, as she plans to audition for the Redskins cheerleaders in the spring, and she just said, you know, the podcast has really been exciting for her.
You didn't send this to me.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
I think I did. I will if I didn't.
Okay.
But she was just saying, like, she listens on the way to practice, you know, every, you know, night that she has practice or whatever, and just that she really wants to be an NFL cheerleader. Like, she wants to audition for the Redskins, and that despite us talking about the issues, like, she really knows that this is still something. It's affirmed for her that this is something that she wants to do.
It's an amazing program. Even the downsides, and I think each team's different. So, you know.
And everybody should understand that. Everything that we've talked about it depends on the leadership of the team. And I mean, I think, you know, initially when we were talking about what we would talk about tonight, you know, there is a changing of the guard, so to speak. There's new, you know, people coming into the director role and running these programs, and former dancers even who might have a better sense of
the current
empathy.
Atmosphere that's, you know, we're in right now.
Or just kind of like taking some of the great things about the program, maybe when they were a part of it, and making it that much better. And that's all we can hope for, right? Is change and insight, and something that will help, you know, not necessarily carry over bad traditions, or bad habits or illegal habits, but just making it better for everybody. And I think there's a lot of promise in that. Like, I feel more inspired by just, you know, the evolution. I mean, maybe we should be doing some things different, and we take the best of what we've got, and you keep that, get rid of the bad shit, make the good shit better.
Right.
And that's it.
Just needs a little work.
A little tweaking.
That's it.
If you want to hire us as consultants, please reach out to procheerleadingpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
I think we have some interesting insight. And who knows, maybe the girls that have sued up the Yinny, maybe they are being brought into the conversations around how to make things better, how to make things right.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah. More good stuff to come.
Yes. I look forward to season 2.
Yes.
With you, Mhkeeba.
I look forward to it with you, too.
If you guys like what you've heard first season, definitely head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review.
Thank you for those who have, by the way. Leave a review. I think it definitely...
It helps us.
It helps. And we'll keep it going. Mm-hmm. January, I believe...
16th,
I think, is the date that you will find us back for the launch of season 2 of the Pro Cheerleading Podcast, The Truth Behind the Poms. Stay tuned on our social media, our Facebook page, Pro Cheerleading Podcast. Just look it up, and then Pro Cheer Podcast on Twitter. I will try to behave in the next few weeks over the holidays.
Find us on Instagram. Send me a DM. You can call us at our hotline bling, which I do not have the number.
Oops.
But anyways.
Go back and listen to the last episode if you listened to it.
Yeah, perfect.
We can edit it back in. Oh my God, one of the funniest editing stories because Brittany actually said the number to the hotline bling wrong, and I didn't catch it. I'm like, yeah, that's right. But we went back to like add it in the correct way. She's like,
it was like 253-840. And that's not the number, but it was so loud, botched and bad. But that looks really loud.
Ooh, jeez. We're looking at the sound wave, and boy, when we get animated, it gets really jazzy.
Dang, an hour and a half.
We did that?
We did that, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Thanks for listening. And we're not drunk. P.S. We're just
happy,
lightly buzzed, and celebrating a wonderful season cheers to season 2, Brittany. Thank
Cheers.
you so much for taking this journey.
Yay! Until next time, keep your eyes on the sidelines.